I'm Kristine Lauria. I'm a certified professional midwife. I've been a home birth midwife for 21 years. I'm also a lactivist, and I advocate for women and their rights in breastfeeding. Earlier this past week, I was online on the Ned Mamas list. It's an e-group, and one of the women posted that she had the experience of being in the Flatirons Mall at the Lovesac and had been asked to cease and desist breastfeeding, that it was against store policy. And she wrote this on the Ned Mamas list. I was aware that the state law, as of 2004, says that a woman is allowed to breastfeed anywhere she is allowed to be. And I informed her of this, and I let her know that she didn't need to be embarrassed or ashamed or upset, which she was, for being kicked out of the store. So I proceeded the next day to go to the store with my 10-year-old son and inform the store of the law and let them know that it was actually against the law to prohibit her from breastfeeding, that she had the right to do that. The person that I spoke to at the store was not the manager that had actually asked the woman to leave the store, but it was another employee who had been informed by the manager what had happened. He had already received several phone calls from people in the community about this particular incident, so he was ready and willing to answer questions that I had about what the store policy was. They did try to say that the store was crowded, that the woman was very exposed, neither of which I found out were true. They were the only ones in the store after a certain customer had left. And the woman said she was not at all overexposed in any way. So I did let them know that what the statute was, and I left them with a copy and informed them of that. So I'm aware that the corporate office has written an email to the couple that this incident happened to. However, I would like to see a formal apology from the store manager directly to this woman. And I would also like to see the Lovesac acknowledge that they do not have a policy against breastfeeding and actually encourage it, because it is the best thing for a mother and baby, and it's the right thing to do. Not all states recognize the woman's right to breastfeed in public, and it's really important that we live in a state that does recognize that, and somebody worked very hard for that legislation. And so I feel that it's my duty to help uphold the rights of women to be able to do this. Only 22% of women in the state of Colorado breastfeed, and that's really unconscionable. And I think one of the reasons is because we're often shamed and in public for breastfeeding, and it becomes very inconvenient then for women to have to find a place to nurse their baby. So given the fact that we actually have to have laws in place that protect the right for women to breastfeed in public, it's really important that this was a teachable moment, and it's really important that we acknowledge that. There's absolutely no doubt that breastfeeding is the best possible thing for a mother and her baby. There are the immune benefits of breastfeeding. It helps keep the baby as healthy as possible, because the breast milk changes on a daily basis to meet the needs of the baby. The benefits for the mother are that it lowers her risk of breast cancer, for one, and that's a huge benefit to a mom. But the benefits of breastfeeding they're just innumerable. It would take volumes to go into it all.